My name is Tony Giambro. I'm the owner of Paris Autobarn here in South Paris, Maine. We sell probably one of the largest amounts of electric vehicles in the state of Maine and have one of the widest arrays of options. Some of the more common vehicles that we have here available, Nissan Leafs, probably the most common electric vehicle you see on the road today in Maine. We've sold a ton of these cars. Good entry-level car. Just recently we started getting in Chevy Bolts. They're coming in off of 3-year leases, so now they're starting to become way more affordable. So we've sold a ton of these for around $20,000 or so. This here is a 2018 Tesla Model 3. I've had this car myself for about 3 years. We do have access to these as well, although they do retain their value a lot more than some of the other electric cars, so they are a little bit pricier. But I'd love to take you guys for a ride, so let's go for a test drive. All right, so we're in the 2018 Tesla Model 3. I've had this car for about 3 years now. This is one of the first Model 3s in the state of Maine. I had pre-ordered it before the official unveiling, so I actually put some money down on this car before I even knew what it looked like. And I have to say, this is the best car I've ever had. Completely happy with it. Really no complaints. I guess the only thing that I wish was different, but not a huge deal, is for dog owners out there, it doesn't really have a big area for a large dog other than the back seat. So you may or may not be able to see in here, but there's quite a bit of dog fur. So other than that, absolutely love it. No issues whatsoever with range. I have never run out of charge, which is a very common worry with new electric vehicle owners. This car has 325 miles of range, more than enough to really go on any road trip you could imagine, especially with the Tesla supercharger network, which in my opinion is really the biggest advantage to owning a Tesla. If you've driven a Leaf or a Bolt or really any other electric car other than a Tesla, then what you're familiar with is public charging infrastructure that uses either a CCS charging port or a CHAdeMO charging port. And prior to owning this car, I had a Kia Soul Electric. Great car, but the biggest flaw was the charging network. It's not coherent, and I found that quite a few times I would go to chargers, like really relying on the charger to work, and they wouldn't work as far as fast chargers go. The level 2 charging infrastructure around the area, especially the ones that the Center for an Ecology-Based Economy has been putting in, great chargers. But anyways, supercharger network, hundreds of chargers all over the country, all over the world. I can literally hop in this car and go to California and not have to worry about, the chargers working along the way. They're gonna work, and they're super, super fast. Conveniently located near food, bathrooms, entertainment, all that kind of stuff. So, like I was saying, plenty of range. Comfort is really great. I mean, this car is right up there with, say, a BMW or Mercedes or any of the high-end German cars that are available out there. Really quiet, as you can tell. Acceleration is amazing. This is the long-range rear-wheel drive model because, again, this was one of the first ones, and that was the only thing available when I when I ordered this car. And I can report to you as well that even though it is rear-wheel drive, as far as winter driving in Maine, no issues whatsoever. I put Nokian studded winter tires on this car, and it will go anywhere I need it to go. I do not miss all-wheel drive in the least. And that's always a concern that we run into as well. Is, when are they going to come out with an all-wheel drive electric? First of all, they already do have them, but in reality, you don't really need to pay the extra money to get into an all-wheel drive. A good set of studded winter tires on these cars, you'll be all set in Maine. Another neat feature on this car, you can actually enter in an address anywhere in the country, and as your destination, the car will automatically plan the entire route for you. It'll tell you where to stop at superchargers, how long to stop there. It'll text you when your car is ready to keep going. It does not assume that you need to just keep recharging all the way to full every time you stop. It's only going to tell you to stay there as long as you need to get to the next supercharger. So, great feature. Other stuff that's really cool is the autopilot. A lot of people have heard about that kind of stuff in the news. It does work really well, especially on highways. Not so much on back roads. You really need a good road with clearly marked lines. As long as that's present, it works amazing. It'll keep you, going whatever speed you need to go at, and steer around corners as well. You are supposed to keep your hands on the steering wheel, so it is not something that you can just go to sleep in the back seat, but it is still very useful nonetheless. Another interesting feature on this car is the regenerative braking, which is obviously not something that's unique to this car. Other electric cars have regenerative braking as well, but I will say it is very strong in this car, so you hardly ever have to touch the brake pedal. It's essentially one pedal driving. You can control the speed of the car just with the accelerator pedal. And you have to just touch the brake pedal at the very end of your stop, just like I just did there. So the brakes on this car should last for many, many, many miles, way more than a traditional internal combustion engine vehicle. In fact, we've seen plenty of Teslas coming in with 50, 60,000 miles that still have the original brakes on them, and I'm sure that they probably last longer than that. Other than that, it's got streaming radio, Spotify, all that kind of stuff. This is literally the safest car somebody can buy. It's got cameras all over it. Has things like Sentry mode, where those same cameras that are used for autopilot can also be used to watch over your car, and if anybody messes with it, it's going to record them. So again, awesome car. I have no regrets buying it. Love it. Best car I've ever had. We do have access to these now in the used market, although not a ton of them. They do hold their value a lot more than other electric cars on the market. But for all the reasons that I just explained and others, it's well worth the money.